Hello, YouTube movie fans. I'm gonna talk about a movie I just saw. The movie is called Suspect from 1987. This movie stars Cher, Liam Neeson, and Dennis Quaid. This is a really good movie. This is one of the underrated court dramas. It's really amazing. And Cher plays a public defendant, like a public defendant. Her job is to defend suspects who can't afford their own lawyers. So she works for the city, she works for the government, and she is very busy. She is very busy. She spends most of her time with her clients, trying to help them out. And it's very tough, she's doing a lot of work, and she's about to go on a vacation, and then when she's about to leave the courthouse, the judge basically comes up to her and tells her that she has to defend this suspect who cannot pay for his own lawyer. So he appointed her to defend this man, this suspect. This suspect is played by Liam Neeson, and the story is there was a woman who was killed, and the police found Liam Neeson, who plays a homeless person, around the body of this dead woman. And so, because Liam Neeson is a homeless person and he can't really speak, and they try to ask him questions, he doesn't say anything, he doesn't respond. He's very violent, so he starts to fight. Actually, when he was arrested the first time, he fought the police officers, and he's a very strong, big guy. He basically pushed like 3 or 4 police officers out of the way, like he was like Superman. But they managed to beat him down, and they arrested him. And now he has to defend himself because he's being accused of murder. And this woman that he basically killed, she works for one of the big judges in the justice system. Like, this judge was really important. Like, he was about to become like a Supreme Court judge or whatever. So this movie is really amazing. Like I said, it's a very underrated movie. And Cher, I really love Cher's acting. Cher is one of the greatest actors, I would say. I've always really enjoyed her acting roles. I've seen like the few movies that she was casted in, and she was always amazing. And she is no different in this movie. She brought the house down, and she basically portrayed this amazing public defender. And I love Cher's acting, and I love her music. So it's really amazing to just watch her act. And this is like in the late 80s. So like at that time, I think Cher was very popular. I think she did like three movies in the 80s, and this was one of the best ones. But I don't think people talked about this so much. But this movie also stars, like I said, Liam Neeson, and Liam Neeson plays the homeless person. And this homeless person, he cannot speak and he cannot hear. And so one of the cool thing is the only way you can communicate with him is by writing. So they have to write on a chalkboard, or they have to write on a legal pad. And then he could also write. So he would write on the legal pad. He could also write on the blackboard or on the chalkboard. So it was kind of cool, like Liam Neeson basically did this whole movie without saying a single word. Like, he was really cool. And Liam Neeson is one of my favorite actors. Just to watch him play that role, in such an amazing way. I really enjoyed the film, and I really enjoyed watching him play that homeless person. The other person that's in this movie is Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid plays one of the jurors. Like he was asked to be one of the jury people, the juries. I don't know how you say it. And Dennis Quaid, just like Cher, I think back in the 80s, like Dennis Quaid was in a lot of good movies. I've seen so many Dennis Quaid movies, and he's always amazing. He's still one of my favorite actors. And to see him in the cast of this movie really made me excited to actually watch it even more, because I really love watching him on screen. He's always enjoyable to watch on screen. Doesn't matter what character you give him, he always performs amazingly, and he's no different in this movie. And in this movie, Suspect from 1987, Dennis Quaid plays, like I said, one of the jurors. And now this, he is also like a government lobbyist. He works for the government as a lobby, and he doesn't want to be a jury person. Like, he really wants to go back to work and do his lobby job. So he didn't really want to be a jury. So he tried to do everything he could to not be on the jury. But somehow, he's forced to be on the jury. And also, he was also looking for love, and Cher's character, he likes her because, she looks good. She looks beautiful in that movie. And I guess maybe she's one of the reasons why he decided to stay on the jury. And in this movie, he tries his very best to help her with her case. So he actually did a little bit of investigating himself, finding out some other homeless people who could be involved in this crime. So he did his very best to help Cher's character, defending Liam Neeson, And like I said, I really enjoyed this film, And then the other character, the other actor that I recognize in this movie that I really enjoy is John Mahoney. John Mahoney plays the presiding judge in this case, and he's a Republican. He plays a Republican judge, and John Mahoney, he's almost like a chameleon. He can play a great guy, like a good guy, and he can also play like an evil person. Like, he's such an amazing actor, and he's no different in this movie. So he plays a very difficult judge. He plays a very difficult judge in this movie. He was always trying to tell Cher how to practice law. He would always say, like, you don't know what you're doing, like, you're just a public defender. I'm a judge and you're just a crazy public defender. So he tries to lecture her on how she's doing her job, and it's really amazing to watch him in this movie. Now, this movie has a very interesting twist. And I'm not going to spoil it here, but it's really amazing how they twist the movie in the end. And so John Mahoney, I've always enjoyed him watching. I've always loved watching him on Frasier. That's where I first saw him in the 90s. I really love him in that TV show with Kelsey Grammer. And he's one of my favorite actors. I really enjoyed everything that he has produced. He's such an amazing actor, and I believe he has already passed, but he's still one of the best actors in Hollywood. And then the last person that I recognize is Joe Mantegna. Now, Joe Mantegna, in this movie, he plays the prosecutor. He's the person that's hired by the government to prosecute this suspect. And Joe Montana, he has a very unique voice. Like he has that amazing voice from, he's always playing like gangsters and stuff like that. In The Simpsons, he's the voice of Fat Tony. So that's another connection. And in this movie, he's no different. He plays a very tough prosecutor. And I really enjoyed watching him, especially when he's younger, like, watching him with no gray hair. It's very, very cool. And, he is this hard prosecutor. He wants to prosecute this guy for killing this very important woman, the woman that works for one of the judges, for like justices. So Joe Montana is an amazing actor, and I really enjoyed watching him in this movie. And Joe Montana, I always like watching him on Criminal Minds. That's where I remember him from. I always also watch him on that show, but mainly The Simpsons. Like he has always portrayed that voice. In The Simpsons, he played Fat Tony. And he's such an amazing actor, and it's so cool to like watch all these icons when they're younger. Like Joe Montana with no gray hair, he's very young. In 1987, the same thing with Cher. Cher looks amazing in 1987, and Dennis Quaid. And also Liam Neeson. So these four icons, they gave me a really good entertainment in this movie. I really enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.